Hello, Kendall from Reddit Whiskey with a recap of my first attack from this war. This was a needle HoLo attack, and in fact, the only thing I used the balloons were for to basically get the clan castle pull and to take out a couple of these defenses at the top. But looking at this base here, it's fairly obvious that there potentially either could have been a double giant bomb set here or a double giant bomb set here. One of these two locations on the base. Um, that made, where did the Teslas go though? You could have had either, two Teslas here and two Teslas here, or they could have been out here, but then you've got these boxes here. So, are there Teslas here? Well, if they are, then what you end up is you have them one place or the other. And I guess long story short is the way these giant bombs were set up, if there were doubles, is there's really no way to make the hogs path over them correctly. This is similar if you've seen the general. You can kind of, depending on the layout, I shouldn't just say completely, but usually on the general, the way it's set up is the way the defenses are, that you can actually path the hogs through sideways and not have to worry about it. So we'll erase that and kind of zoom in here to kind of explain. So let's say that the double giant bombs were here and had a Tesla here and a Tesla here. Well, if I send the hogs in and they're on this mortar here, and they're sitting right here on this line here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get up to this, and it might be actually 7 to get up because you're at a little bit of an angle to get up to this expo. To get to the Tesla, though, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of these hogs on the mortar are first going to go to the Tesla, and then the wizard tower is closest. So if we kind of erase that out and look at that from a little bit different. So let's say that instead the giant bombs are here and the Teslas are here. What you've got is you're still standing here on the side, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to get up here, maybe 5. But you're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 to get down here. So really what you're going to see is all of the hogs are going to path up to this Tesla and then head up to the expo. So you're never actually going to land on this double giant bomb set here as long as you can get hogs on these mortars. So there's the only way really that you could kind of hit both of these is if you pathed your hogs in from kind of this direction, and then they went kind of here to here, and then they went over the double giant bomb set. So this was not going to be a great spot either way, and I think easy to avoid. So I didn't really know where the Teslas were or the giant bombs, and I didn't really care that much because I knew as long as I could kind of send my hogs in from the side, I wasn't going to have an issue. So plan was kind of looking at the clan castle pull. You can see this cannon is completely unprotected. You look at the air defense. Both this cannon and this archer tower are undefended, and really there's nothing defending this archer tower either. So this cannon and archer tower are completely open, unless of course there were air mines. That would be kind of the only thing that would get to my balloons as they were going up this direction. So I was going to basically be able to get these two defenses taken out for free. Now I sent 3 balloons in just in case there was air mines, because it was going to take 2 to take out this cannon, especially with an archer tower shooting at it, and that left plenty though for the third to go ahead and make sure I got that archer tower taken out, and then the balloons would kind of spawn this way to get the clan castle pull. From there, the plan was to drop a single archer up here, and specifically I wanted to drop the archer right here, so it was shooting at this builder's hut this way. The reason I wanted to do that is because then I was going to drop my barbarians and my witches and my archer queen back this direction, so that the very first thing that got taken out would have been this archer and then all of these troops would kind of path forward, so these wouldn't be in range of anything if there's all wizards or something like that. From there, I actually brought a golem. It was more because I already had it in the clan castle. I wasn't initially planning on attacking this base. Ended up being what it was. So my plan was, since I did have the golem, I was going to send the golem in this direction, followed by a single wizard up here to break the trash ring. Once the army camp was down, I was going to drop my Barbarian King there. Barbarian King would then come down, take out the Archer Queen because she's going to jump over this wall. And then from there, basically, I was going to 2-finger drop my hogs, and I was going to send them here and here. And that way, no matter what happened, they were just going to kind of path through this bottom area of the base. Plans for heals were I was going to need one here. Depending on where the Teslas were, I was most likely going to need another heal there. And then finally, I was going to have a need a heal there. This area up here was probably going to get taken out by my Archer Queen and Kill Squad. So that kind of left my last heal for up here. So that was the initial plan. My heals were a little bit off. I didn't get my placement really well, but that's what I had kind of when I was first looking at it. And we will just get to the replay and go from there. So yeah, start with the 3 balloons. They come in, they take out the cannon, no problem. Start moving down. You're going to see 1 goes down here in a second from the Archer Tower, but I've still got 2 up. That gets the Archer Tower taken out. They're going to kind of path down and get the full Clan Castle pull. You can see I've got 1 Witch, 4 Wizzies, which means I've got the 4 pull. So I get the 1 Archer. You see I've got it shooting this direction so that once the Skellies get closer, I can drop my Barbarians and my Witches, way back in this corner here, as far back in the corner as possible, so they're nowhere close to these defenses, and they're going to stay protected as long as possible. Then I've got a few Barbarians that I go ahead and just funnel in just to kind of keep the troops focused up this direction. Once the Wizards go down, Clan Castle's under control, I can drop the Golem, drop my Wizard to break the Trash Ring, and then once Trash Ring goes down, I can drop the Barbarian King. So, everything's kind of working well here. You see the Barbarian's going to come in here, lock onto the Archer Queen. So once that's happened, I can drop my my Hogs. One other thing, too, I've noticed a couple times is that people go ahead and immediately use the Barbarian King ability before he's even really taken any damage. No reason to. I mean, especially if the Archer Queen's focused on something else, you might as well take her out for free and save that ability. But see, I accidentally misclicked. I was trying to 2-finger drop, and my fingers got released, so I didn't actually get all the Hogs dropped at once. That wasn't the initial plan. I just goofed up, and unfortunately that caused a bunch of Hogs to go north. But I got the first heal down where I wanted it. Ended up hitting the giant bombs were sideways, which were no threat at all. Get the second heal exactly where I want it. The Hogs up the top actually did help. They took out some of those defenses. Third heal I missed, though. I wanted it a little farther up because I knew that other giant bomb was up there, so I really did want that a little higher. I just misclicked where it hit and ended up costing me because I lost some Hogs here to this giant bomb. But I still had a big group down here. I got the last heal, ended up having to place it a little earlier, a little lower than I wanted so that they were protected on this cannon. I'm sorry, this Expo along where the Barbarian King was. And then finally I had a few Wizards that I dropped, just kind of sprinkled along. Wanted to make sure you get them close to some of the higher hit point buildings, especially like storages and the such. So that was the plan. We'll kind of speed it up. It's just clean up from here. I finally used the Barbarian King ability, I think, to bust through the wall. Archer Queen, though, just used her ability right now. She's going to shoot the balloons because they're pretty. And then finally she'll take out the very end of this here. And, this was a pretty easy attack. Similar layout to a lot of attacks you've seen on the General. Whenever you have these sidewards giant bombs, you can actually just use hog pathing and not having to worry about take them out in order to beat the base. So I hope this learned something from this. It was helpful. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And thank you very much for watching.